Hey guys, Vern. I've read a lot of your recent comments, and a lot of the comments had to do with people moving here to the Philippines. And so I thought I would share a few of my tips of how to ship a Balikbayan box as heavy as possible. Now, I had to learn out the hard way about this, and I want to share that tip with you. Let's check it out.
Hey, Vern.
Now, if you've been watching my videos, I mentioned probably more than a few times that I used to do auto body work, and I did that from 1990 until 2015, the end of 2015. And I had amassed all the tools I would ever need to do auto body work. I didn't have to go borrow anything. I had it all. And I really wanted to bring all those tools here. But when I looked at the boxes and the size of the boxes that I had to stick tools in, my thinking was, I can only get so many tools in there before they're so dang heavy it's just going to blow through the box, even if it's wrapped with duct tape, which everybody seems to do. So what I did is I shipped 3 of my boxes back with just minimal things, probably pushing the limits of each box to some degree, but that's all I knew how to do. And so I ended up shipping those boxes and then storing my tools in my Jeep for 2 years back in the US. And then after the 2 years, I had to decide, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to come back for these tools and start working again and use my Jeep, or am I going to sell everything? And I decided to sell everything. Now, then again, I had to ship another batch of stuff over here, and you're allowed to ship 3 boxes at a time. It was only after I sold the majority of my tools that I discovered how to ship the heaviest possible load in a Balikbayan box. And it just is such a simple thing, but unless you know about it, you're gonna just not be able to pack as heavy. So let's check it out. I'll show you exactly what I did. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get the largest box. When I was shipping, they only offered 2 sizes, a small and a large. And to ship each box, it was $75 US for the small and $100 US for the large box. And if you need to buy a thing of duct tape to wrap everything up, well, there's another $8 for 1 box. So you're going to be into these boxes some money. But if you have things that are really heavy and things that you probably couldn't replace in a third world, then it's worth shipping those things over. Now, every big city has a Balikbayan center somewhere. And so what you do is you go down there, you get the box size that you want, and then you go down and you find a plastic tote, the heaviest duty plastic tote that you could find to stick in the center of that. Now, each tote usually is angled on the sides a little bit. So once you get your things in there, pack the sides as tightly as you can with maybe towels or something to take up any space or voids in the box area, even in your tote. Pack it as tight as you can get it. And the reason why, imagine you've got people packing the heaviest boxes they can get, and those boxes go into a shipping container from the floor to the ceiling. You're going to have boxes on top of your boxes. And imagine if your box is not heavy enough to handle that, all the pressure is going to be on your goods, and if it's not able to sustain that, well, you're going to get some damage. So the tote, being that it's quite strong to begin with a lid latched on it, and then in a box is going to add to it, and then duct taped around, it's going to be really strong. Now, I could have packed that tote 2/3 full with the heaviest tools that I could put in there. Jack stands, air wrenches, anything really heavy, and it would have been just fine. Now, the only thing that I did wrong, if you have something that you pack in an upright position. Now, think of this. If what you have is the strongest on its side, pack it on its side, because you have things compressing on it for 3 months at a time, going over the ocean, back and forth. So pack whatever you have that's the strongest position on its side. I had a spray gun, an $800 SataJet spray gun, the only really expensive gun that I'd ever bought for myself. And I set it in an upright position thinking it would be safer, and it broke the cup. It didn't hurt the gun, but it broke the cup. That was the weak link for the gun. And looking back, I think, well, maybe that was an omen. Maybe I'm not supposed to do painting anymore. And I could replace the cup for $100, but it's just the idea. The only thing that got broken out of 6 boxes was that gun that I placed in a vertical position. And it made me think that everything is vulnerable if the weak link of the strength part of it is in a vertical position. Try to lay everything flat as you can get it and pack the living daylights out of it. Use as much packing or towels or clothes, anything that you can take, every last possible void. I took my boxes and I wrapped them around with the saran wrap, and I wrapped it really tight. I bought a huge roll of it, and I went around those 3 boxes as much as I could. And even when I got those boxes back, the saran wrap had stretched out so much that it was loose on the boxes, and so it just told me there was so much compression on those boxes that it just bulged them out to stretch that plastic. So this is the tote that I used, and just a typical green tote. Let's see if I can even get to the decal. It's a Rubbermaid, what is it called, rugged neck, and that's what fit in the boxes at the time. The overall size of the tote. Now, I wouldn't go buy those totes until you know for sure that the box sizes haven't changed. Oftentimes, even when you go to buy a box of cereal, it gets a little smaller, it gets a little thinner. And so if I tell you to buy these totes and you go out there and they change the boxes 2 centimeters one way or the other, then you're gonna have a hell of a time. So go get the box first, then go shop for your totes. But if the boxes are still the same size, then these green Rubbermaid totes work pretty good. I think the handles put a little bit of pressure on the sides, but not enough to really make a difference. I just had to pack the material around the handles where the handle stuck out from the side of the body of the tote. I'm trying to think of what else. So that's it. Each box will take about 3 months to get to you. Oh, make sure that you put 3 labels on each box, top and 2 on each side, and include a Philippines phone number. If you can find 2 different Philippines phone numbers, that's even a plus. Now, if you move here and you get a SIM card with the number that you put on those boxes, you best not change that SIM card until those boxes come, because that's the only way they're going to be able to contact you. And they'll call you, they're going to say, hey, we're going to deliver. And you can look online and kind of get an idea of when the boxes are in Manila, and then I think it may take another 3 weeks to a month for them to finally get processed and brought to this area or location that they will get the final delivery. So I think 2 months from the US to Manila, and then another month from Manila through the distribution center to the final delivery. And all right, so just one last thought. When I wrapped up my life in the US and decided that I wanted to live in the Philippines, I basically packed those boxes and dropped them off. Now, when you discontinue your life back there and you come here and you start a new life, it's a complete alternate reality. The coolest thing, when you feel like you're in a new world and everything is unusual and different, and you're still not connected to it, and you feel like you're a piece of pork in a can of pork and beans. You're that little piece of pork in there. You start to feel like that. And I tell you what, when those boxes come, wow, it's like a party. You came home, and it's like you feel like you have your home again, and everything in there you remember. You knew what was in there, and it's like I can't even get over the feeling how cool that is to have your things come here and meet you in this alternate reality. It was really special for me. I almost wish I had more things to bring back. I hated getting rid of my stuff. I really did. I had a pole barn and a house and a shop, and it was packed. To get those few boxes, that was pretty meaningful. And I think you'll figure that will have the same impact on you. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. And if you have any ideas for any future videos, please let me know. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.